guys, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, my name is Trisha Penn Jackson. I'm a licensed real estate agent in New York City, and I also write a fashion and lifestyle blog called feastandfashion.com. Here on my channel, we talk about fashion, we talk about lifestyle, we talk about travel, and we sprinkle in a little bit of real estate. So if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and become a member of our tribe. Please hit that notification button so you know when these videos drop, and please give this video a huge thumbs up to tell YouTube that you liked it. Today's video, we're going to be talking about something a little different. I haven't necessarily talked about this topic in the past, but I feel like I'm sort of a little bit of an expert on it. And because it's the holidays, I thought it would be a perfect time to give you guys some ideas to purchase things, to give you ideas on things to purchase for the man in your life. So this is a men's gift guide. This is a guide for us ladies or us guys buying gifts for your male counterpart or your brother or your dad, anything like that. This is your guide. I find myself been happily married for 8 years, in a relationship with Robbie for 14 years coming up, which is crazy. But prior to that, I also grew up with 2 brothers. So I think I'm a little bit of expert on the guide department. And these are just some things that I thought would be great to give you guys some ideas on what to purchase. So I've kind of broken them up into a few categories, and I'm just going to run down some of the ideas for you. I'm going to give you some brands and then just some general categories for you, just to give you guys a little bit of ideas, because we are 2 weeks away from Christmas. So I hope if you haven't gotten your gifts already, you're getting ready to buy them. And some of these are great for like a last minute situation because they're super easy to get. And for the most part, a lot of this is affordable. Just because we're getting gifts from people doesn't mean we have to break the bank. So, all right. So the first category on my list is self-care and grooming. So self-care is not only for us ladies. Our men need to take care of themselves too, and I have a couple of things on here that I think would be great gifts to give a guy if he's if he's into grooming, or even if he's not into grooming, to get into grooming. The first on this list is actually skincare, and it's by the brand Human Race, which is Pharrell Williams' skincare line. It is like a starter kit of all the things that you need for your face. Face wash, moisturizer, toner, and serum. This is for the guy who has not been into face skincare yet, or is into skincare and just needs like that whole starter pack. I think this would be a perfect gift. It's under $150, and I think it's a very, very thoughtful gift to help the guys in our life take better care of themselves. Not only as women have to should take care of ourselves in that kind of way. I definitely am a big advocate on men getting pedicures and even manicures, if that's, if they work in like a construction capacity where they work with their hands. Just taking care of yourself in that kind of way is very, very important. And I think getting this Human Race skincare starter pack would definitely be a great gift. The second gift, and this is actually even more specifically for me, the guy that I have. My husband has hair, and he has curly hair. He is a black man with very, very curly hair, and he uses my hair products. Now, ladies, you know that hair products are super expensive, and I think it's time for him to get his own. And Shea Moisture has made it easy for us and made a whole men's care line. Now, I got Robbie I was actually gifted a couple of pieces from their line, and that Robbie uses, but there's a couple of more that I'm like, you need to get your own shampoo, your own conditioner. Like, they have a whole line of hair care products and beard care products for the guys that have beard. I do have the beard care products here as well, but Robbie only has a small goatee, so he doesn't necessarily need that. I think that the skincare products would be a little bit better for him in that regard. But yeah, get your guys, if you are looking and your guy has hair, or even if he doesn't have like super long hair, even just having short hair, you need to take good care of it to make sure it's healthy. You know, guys tend to have balding and stuff like that. If they take care of their hair a little bit better, that will prevent some of those issues. So getting a Shea Moisture, hair, men's hair care products is definitely a really, really good gift. Now this next thing is something a little fancy. It's a little indulgent, but I think it's actually fun, and it gives, you know, guys a certain a lot of guys, especially younger, don't necessarily lean into this more, but I am a big proponent of it. I walk around with one all the time, and I think it would be really cute and really nice to get your guy one, and that is a robe. For whatever reason, I remember back in the day seeing shows and stuff, guys always used to have robes, but nowadays it's not as prevalent. I don't think. Like, I don't see, like, my brothers and even my husband, they have them, but I don't see them, like, you know, being indulged in them. And I think having a nice one would definitely counteract that. I have my eye on this Versace one. I think it would just be so cute to have his and hers, like, Versace moment. Yes, they are everywhere, and you could say that they're played out, but I think it's still cute, and they're really, really great quality. People would get these things because they last for a very, very long time. That, and then I found this nice one from the brand Brooklinen. If you aren't familiar, they're a linen company. They make bed sheets, they make robes, they make all kinds of like linen stuff, and apparently their quality is really, really great. I definitely saw a couple of pieces on sale that I'm going to get for our bedding. And I think it would be really nice to just get a robe as well, because if the bedding is good quality, I'm sure the robes are going to be a good quality. And they have robes for under $100. So I think that would be a really great gift. And if those two price points, Versace, because those Versace robes run at least like 500 and something, and then Brooklinen under 100, you can definitely find really great robes at Macy's, like a Calvin Klein one, or even just from the Macy's towel department. I get a lot of my linen from Macy's. So those are some ideas there if you are interested in getting your the guy in your life a robe. The third and final thing I'm going to mention are fragrances. Of course, fragrances are a great way to take care of yourself. You smell good, you feel good, you know, it's such a great way. And one of the fragrances that I want to suggest that I love so much is Bleu by Chanel for men. It smells amazing. I am very much into male scents. I love them, so I get them for Robbie a lot. The Chanel Bleu is like one of my favorite men's scents. It's just so masculine and warm and just a little spicy. That I love. Another cologne that I would suggest that I have in my own repertoire, that Robbie also has in his repertoire because I got it, and that is this Replica by the Fire. I got this gifted. You guys saw that I got this gifted, but it smells amazing. I had it already before, and it is a unisex smell to me. Like, it leans way more towards masculine, but I wear this and it mixes and matches very, very well with other scents. But by itself, as a male's cologne, chef's kiss. It's just so warm and just robust. That burning wood and that chestnut just makes you feel so cozy. And then just imagine hugging your guy or even hugging your brother and smelling that nice warm smell. It's to die for. So definitely suggest. Those are two that I would suggest. And of course, as always, the links for these items will be in my description if I can link them. Like some of the things I'm just mentioning to you just as an idea, but the ones that I can link, I will link them in the description. All right, so we're moving on to the next category. The next category is our classic gifts. These are gifts that guys tend to get during the holidays, but I wanted to spice it up and give you guys some options that, one, aren't as expensive as some that you usually find these items, and two, are a little bit unique in the regards of these items. So the first classic item I'm going to mention is actually a wallet or a card holder. Of course, getting a wallet for the guy in your life is like the easiest, you know, thing to get and thing to draw to. But I would suggest you get think a little bit outside of the box, and maybe leaning more towards a designer one. And yes, you're thinking, okay, designer items are expensive, and yes, they're expensive for me and for everybody. But I would suggest doing secondhand. Now, if you go to stores here, if you're in New York City, we have Second Street thrift stores that sell designer stuff, and I've seen tons of designer wallets in those stores. But if you don't, places like Poshmark, places like Vestiaire Collective, places like eBay, all have vintage or secondhand designer wallets and goods that are in great quality, almost excellent quality, that are a fraction of the price of what you would pay for them if you went to that particular designer store. I've seen a Louis Vuitton wallet for like $200, and they retail for over $700-800. So if this is something that you're interested in, I would highly suggest getting your husband or your boyfriend or your brother or your dad or your just guy friend a really great wallet that may be secondhand. All right, so the next item that I'm going to mention is another thing that guys tend to get for the holidays, and those are watches. And I want to mention again that yes, we want to get him a nice watch, but sometimes again we think that these things break the bank. But getting again them secondhand, eBay. I cannot say eBay enough because they have a wonderful selection of vintage and secondhand watches that are from amazing brands like Rolex. You could get a Rolex for half of the price that you would go into a Rolex store, and these watches are in excellent condition. Places like The Real online as well have watches at a fraction of what you would pay for them if you went into their retail stores. So like if you definitely wanted to get your guy a watch and he was wanting a watch and he had that on his list, checking out these places first for those designer pieces, Audemars Piguet, Hublot, all those brands, check on eBay or The Real or even Vestiaire Collective, like I mentioned before, for these kind of these pieces, these really unique pieces that won't necessarily break the bank too much. Now, I'm not saying that they're going to be really, really cheap, but you might be able to find something in like the $1,000-2,000 range where a Rolex costs over $10,000 retail. So it's definitely a lot more affordable. I'm not saying it's cheap by any means. So please don't come for me in the comments being like $2,000 is a lot of money. Yes, I know it's a lot of money, but it is relative to what you're getting. It's actually on the lower end. All right, and the next item that is so commonly given during the holidays, which I would like to call a classic, are hats and scarves. Of course, it's really easy to get the guys in our life something that we know that they need and that they necessarily kind of like phase out of. I know my husband, this man cannot find a scarf or a hat after 3 or 4 wears and it's gone. So it's nice to kind of invest in these kind of things, but he does have ones that he has held on to, and they are tattered, and he needs some new ones. So investing in pieces like this, not necessarily putting a lot of money towards it, but a lot of thought and looking a little bit more stylish is what I'm looking to do this year, and that's getting him a little bit better quality stuff, not necessarily the pieces that he would get from H&M or a Zara, but looking at places like Kith. Kith has an amazing selection of beanies and like scarves for men that are also stylish with different prints, not just your black or your gray. A little bit stylish. Guys deserve to have prints and stuff too. So Kith, and then also Acme. You guys, I'm sure you've seen this Acme hat all over the place. They come in tons of colors, and they just are a little bit more elevated than your normal regular hat that you would get from Walmart or from Target. They just give a little bit of a nod to say that this guy is a fashionable guy, or this guy, is a little bit more, thinks about what he wears a little bit more than the average guy. And that's a nice thing to have. And I'm sure any guy would appreciate any kind of thing like that. And also, to put on top of that, these hats and the material that they're made out of, most of them are made out of wool yarn rather than the polyester that you'll get from other stores, and will actually keep your guy warm and not itchy. So that's also another another bonus to that. Alrighty, so the next category I'm going to talk about are guys who are into sports or fitness. Those two things to me go hand in hand. I have a former professional basketball player as a husband who also still works out, who also still plays basketball all the time in the city. And these are right up my alley. These are things that he has or has had in the past that I think are really, really great gifts to give anybody in your life who's into those kind of things, and are into fitness, into sports. And the first one being a Theragun. We actually have a Theragun. I call it the Thunder Gun. I call it the Thunder Gun, but it is literally the most relaxing thing. I use it. It's Robbie's, but I use it too. We actually have two different ones. One was a gift, and the other one we purchased. And it is super, super great to get all those kinks and those bumps and those bruises and those sore muscles after a workout or after a game. I cannot stress it enough. Even myself, as I do work out a lot, if I have a sore muscle, I will use that Theragun, and it gets out all of those kinks and knots and stuff like that. It is so relaxing. And honestly, even if you're not really into working out like that too, if you're a hard worker, if you have a guy in your life that does construction or does those kind of jobs, they tend to have sore muscles too. So having a therapy gun like that is definitely great for your shoulders and for, like, again, any muscle that is sore. So I highly, highly recommend it. I recommend something like that. I'm going to put the Theragun down in the description, but also some alternatives that might be a little bit more affordable that are therapy guns too, that I think are great. Like I mentioned to you before, we have a Theragun, and we also have another one that I think are both great. The next one is also something too that will help for sore muscles and to get those kinks out, and that is a foam roller. And the same company that makes a Theragun, they have a foam roller, which is divine. It's there again after those workouts, and you need to get those kinks out. It's almost like the therapy gun, but it allows you to roll out kinks in a larger space of muscles, and it's perfect for your thighs, your quads, your hamstrings, your calves. That is what you use your foam roller for, and it is amazing. Anybody who's a runner, anybody who does any kind of sports that use your legs, this is like A1 for those type of people, and I can highly recommend it. I have it myself for my workouts, and this would be a perfect gift to get something, because sometimes the guys in sports, they don't necessarily take the best care of themselves. This is another thing to be very, very thoughtful, so that the guys that is in your life is taking good care of himself, and that's getting those kinks out and getting those stretches in. So I highly recommend that. The next item is something that I tend to buy my husband on a yearly basis, because he goes through these so much, and they're not cheap all the time. They are a good amount of money, but I feel like it's worth investing into something that you actually use. I get the cost per wear for something that he wears, because I know he's going to wear it. He uses it every day. It's like me with my purses. So that should give you an idea of what it is. And those are book bags or gym bags. My husband, on a daily basis, even when he goes out to showings, he's bringing his book bag with him. And I tend to get him either a Nike one or one from Herschel. Those are our two favorite brands that we get. I teeter between the two of them. I used to get him a lot of Herschel bags, one, because they look good, but two, because they are long. My husband has a very long back and spine, and some book bags that you'll find in stores tends to be a little truncated, and they look crazy on his big 7-foot tall body. So I really like to get him a sports bag from like a sports company like Nike, or something from Herschel, because those bags are a little longer in the way that they are set up. So I would highly recommend getting your guy a nice book bag that they are definitely going to use if they are into sports, because they need their gym clothes, they need their shoes, they need their whatever they bring. They need that, and they use those gym bags or those book bags to do it. All right, the next one, and this one is actually something that you could also use, is a gift for them and for you if the guy you're buying it for is your spouse, and that is a set of weights. Having weights at home is a game changer for workout and for fitness for anybody. And I found a great set of weights on Facebook Marketplace. You do not have to buy retail to get a really great set of weights. Yes, there are retailers like Target, which have fairly affordable. You could probably get a really nice weight set on Amazon if you were looking to get something new, and that was like new to you, a newer set. But you don't have to necessarily do that to break the bank. There are some really great options on Facebook Marketplace. And if being sanitary is something that bothers you, weights are something that you can wash. You were supposed to wipe them down with the disinfectant. So you go to the gym and use their weights and you don't know who uses them. So getting them secondhand on Facebook Marketplace is a perfect idea for a gift for a guy who's working out in your life, or wants to work out, or has aspirations to do that, or even for yourself, because it's a really great gift to have. And it prevents those excuses like, oh, I need to go to the gym. Like, no, the gym is in your house. And any little corner you could put a couple of weights. It doesn't have to be a bunch. It could be 3 sets of different weights, and you'll have your little workout situation. Right, so the next category is tech. Now, tech is for everyone, but obviously there are some guys who are more inclined to having technologically advanced things. So these are for those guys. And as much as I want to give something that is on the cheaper side, we all know that techie things are just expensive. So I've got a few options here that are low cost, mid cost, and high cost. So the low cost item is actually getting the guy in your life a current phone charger, phone and accessory charger. And I actually got that as a stocking stuffer for my husband last year. I love this thing. It's also for me too, because it is chic. It's very, very subdued kind of charger. It's not that big white cord. It comes with a black cord. I just don't have the cord in it. So it's actually, I took it out of the plug to be able to show you guys. But Current actually makes these in different styles. They make one that you could hang your phone on and have your watch or your headphones charging underneath. But I think this is a really, really great gift to give to a tech advanced guy, and a guy who likes like little sleek stuff. Of course, it comes in other colors. Black to me is just a great neutral to have. And you just pop your phone on. Let me show you. You pop your phone on and it's charging. You don't even have to take off your case. It charges your phone through the case. So I can highly suggest this gift, and it's something that you can purchase for under $100. They have couple of options like I mentioned to you before, and it's under $100, so it's not super expensive. All right, so for your mid-tier price point for a techie kind of guy would be these Ray-Ban Story glasses. I think these things are so cool. It's a really great way to for that tech guy who is also into eyewear. And it is a pair of glasses that also have a camera to them. So you can have a camera to them. It also shows, I think, like news information and all that stuff. You can see it on the lenses. It's a really great gift, and that one retails for about $300. So it's a really cool gift to get a guy that is into that kind of techie, nerdy stuff. And I have a jock, but I also have a guy who is very technologically savvy in my husband. So this is something that's right up his alley, and I know that for sure because he sent it to me multiple times as a hint of what he wants for Christmas. So I'm just telling you, it would be a really great gift for a guy because my guy wants it. All right, the third and final thing that is in the tech category is actually getting this tech guy, somebody who's into gaming, somebody who's into those kind of things, would be to get a Meta Quest 2. And this is also, again, something that you can use yourself, and that's that virtual reality headset by Meta. It's a cool thing. It also has workouts on it too, so if that was something that you were looking for too, to having a virtual workout class, it's also something that has that as well. But it's just a really cool thing to get a guy in your life. That, or the new Xbox SX series, Xbox Series X console. So my husband, I've bought him, since we've been together, 2 or 3, I think this is second or third Xbox that I've gotten him as like gifts. I tend to give him those big ticket items during the holidays and his birthday. His birthday is 5 days after Christmas, so he gets multiple gifts. And I'm not that person where his birthday and Christmas are lumped in. He knows every year that there's Christmas gifts and there are birthday gifts. Sometimes he chooses to open his birthday gifts on Christmas, but that's his choice. He knows that there are separate ones, because I'm definitely a proponent on you Christmas babies, or have babies that have birthdays around Christmas, getting your own separate gifts. Because if it was me, I would definitely be getting my second gift. But I'm a summer baby, so I don't have to worry about that. But I digress. So yeah, an Xbox would be an amazing gift. They are still hard to get. Like, believe it or not, I tried to get him one last year for Christmas. He might watch this, he might not, but I tried to get him one last year and they were all sold out. We went to Best Buy. They only had this one that you couldn't put games in or something. There's one that there's 2 versions of it. There's one that you can actually still put physical games in, and there's one that is like the more advanced one where you don't need any games. You get all the games online. I can't remember which one we were trying to get and which one was supposed to be superior, but we were trying to get the one, and they only had the other one. And I know that he really wanted the one that they didn't have, so that was sold out, which apparently all the other people wanted. So this one's a little harder to get, but if you got to have a guy who's a gamer, who's into those kind of things, the Xbox S Series X, sorry, I don't know why it's so hard for me to say, is definitely a great gift. All right, so this is our final category, and this is for those who are not trying to break the bank by getting gifts for their significant others or their brothers or their husbands or whoever they want to buy these gifts for, the men in their life. And that is the under $100 gifts. Now, I've mentioned in the previous categories some gifts that were under $100, but this gift is specifically for those items and brands that you can kind of go to for the particular items. The first one is an AirTag. Now this one is only an Apple thing. Sorry, Android users. You guys might have some equivalents, and I know that there are companies like Tile that also have very, very similar thing. But I love the AirTag because once you put an AirTag into something, it acts as if it's like the same as the Find My Friend. And the AirTag has helped us be able to find things for that were lost or stolen, or all that stuff like that. Robbie, I love that man, but he will lose an item. And to prevent that, we've definitely invested in getting AirTag. Well, I invested in getting AirTags. They are something that are fairly inexpensive. I think you get 4 for like $40 or $60. But they have come in such handy around the house. Last year, I bought him this with a wallet that went with the AirPod so that he will not, the AirTag, so he will not lose his wallet. And it's been, honestly, he has not lost his wallet yet, which is great. And then also there are keychains that come with this AirTag that you can get from Amazon. And you can put it on your keychain so you won't lose your keys as well. So this little gem has been great. I actually also put one in my wallet as well. Not that I'm forgetful, because I do not lose things. That's one thing that I pride myself on. I have a very great memory, and I do not lose things. I know where I put things, and I have put one in my wallet though, just in case it gets stolen. So it's also a great way to prevent things from getting stolen. And if they do get stolen, you would be able to track them. So I have a Chanel wallet. I pop that right into my wallet, and you're not gonna steal my wallet. So AirTags, I cannot suggest them enough. Those AirTags are like golden. The next item is something that we all get, we all use, and especially guys in sports, and that they always need because they always put holes in them, and those are socks. As much as you're like, oh, I don't want to give my guy socks, blah, blah, I promise you it would be a gift that he will use forever and ever, and it's something that won't necessarily be super expensive or break the bank. Guys, I mean, yes, getting socks as gifts is like, ugh, but I promise you it's something that is very thoughtful and will be used a ton. And if you wanted to do something that is a little bit more elevated, I would get him fun socks. And Hot Socks is one brand that I love. I actually have pairs of those socks myself. Robbie has pairs of those socks too. And it's just such a great brand. They have really great fun designs, and it's a really great way to give your guys something that they absolutely need, but also give it in a stylish way and with all the colors and stuff like that. So highly recommend getting your guys some socks. You can also get a bunch of pairs on Amazon. I would highly suggest doing that because, like I said, it's actually a gift that's thoughtful and that would be used. It's not only about getting gifts that are like, oh, they're dream gifts, they're fun or whatever, but getting actually really practical gifts. All right, so the next items, so there's multiple, and I actually was scouring for items to just mention to you guys, and even things that I'm planning on buying for the guys in my life, my brothers and stuff like that, and I stumbled upon this website called Bespoke. And I love it. It has such really chic, elevated items that are sometimes outside of the box, but some are really things that guys I feel like would use and are really great, and they actually fit into the different categories that I mentioned before. The first one from Bespoke I saw was this grooming set, this grooming kit. It has stuff for your nails, it has clippers, it has trimmers. This little set is so chic, and with the leather case, again, it's just such a really great gift. It's under $70, and I think it's a very, very thoughtful gift to get a guy who needs to be more into or is very into self-care. The next item is a like a catch-all, and I call it a smoke tray because in the photo it looks like it has like a cigar cutter, or if it's not cigars, it could be something else. We know the guys who smoke the green. I think it would be a really great chic way to be able to partake in those things, because sometimes if you have a guy who smokes weed, and we all know them, it tends not to be like the cutest setup, but getting something like this where you can put your stash inside the bottom, and you could swivel the top out and have that as a little tray. I think it's super, super cute. And again, this is under $100, and it's a very thoughtful gift that somebody who is a smoker will use. And then the last thing, just something that I'm like kind of interested even getting for myself, because I've been into more cocktail making. That is a cocktail smoker. There's nothing more that I love than a smoky cocktail. I'm not a whiskey or bourbon drinker like that Robbie is, but I love smoky drinks. And smoky drinks can come into all shapes and forms if you have them. And this smoker is something that I think it would be a really great gift for somebody who's intimate cocktail making, and it's again under $100. This website I mentioned, Bespoke, you can actually become a member, and you actually pay less than what you would if you just bought off the site retail. And like I said, I think it's just a really they have gifts for guys and items for guys that are a little bit more elevated and chic. And yeah, I think it would make great Christmas gifts or holiday gifts. Alrighty, so that is it for me today. Thank you again for watching. I will have a gift guide for us ladies. I can't leave us out, but I just figured I'd start with the guys. They're a little easier to make a gift guide for, to be honest with you, because they're simple beings. We're a little bit more extravagant, especially me. I'm gonna try my best not to add all the things that I would want, because I already gave you guys my gift guide. But some other things that obviously you would buy for other people, I'm gonna try to add on to the ladies' gift guide, or to that portion. So, but yeah, thanks again for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye.